Okay, this is really cool. I'm tripping out. This is so cool. So, Adventures in Odyssey is something that we grew up listening to. In the past many years, we've enjoyed listening to free episodes online, but it got to a point like a month and a half ago or so. I don't remember exactly when. We were like, we want to listen to more than just like one or two episodes a week or whatever, which is like how often they update the free ones. And sometimes they'll have like a part two, but they won't have a part one. And so you don't get the full experience, and there's commercials. And so we decided to sign up for the Adventures in Odyssey Club. It's a monthly membership, and you get unlimited access to all of the, so cool, all of the different albums. And so we started at the album that seemed least familiar to us. I wonder if I can go to get a visual here. Let me just pull this up to get a little visual. So we started at where we felt like we had left off, even though we weren't like for sure certain, because they changed the album covers. Let me see here. So yeah, we started at Take It From the Top, Volume 51, which had been released in 2010. The previous one, and we recognized that the previous album cover, but not the other ones, was The Best Small Town, Volume 50 in 2008. So a 2 year gap, whereas other volumes, they were like two released per year. And so we started at volume 51, which seemed to be where we had kind of left off-ish when we were younger, and we'd been listening to him very regularly growing up. And so I just found a behind the scenes little clip thingy that gave some insight into it. And apparently that the album that we happened to start from was the first album that they had a new voice for the main character, Wit, John Avery Whitaker, a brand new voice for the character. And they introduced a bunch of new families and did stories with them. And at first we were like taken aback because new things have a hard time getting processed, and our parts were the ones who enjoyed the series. So it took us a minute, but then we really liked it. We got used to the new voice. We really started to enjoy the new families they'd introduced, and we enjoyed the flavor that it added. And so we've been listening to it. So we're 3 albums in. We've listened to 3 albums since getting the membership, approximately. I forget if we listened to all of these ones. Yeah, almost. I don't know if we finished all of the ones from the second of the third albums with the new voicing and stuff. But anyway, but we've listened to almost 3 albums since we've gotten the membership. And so the album we started at when we got the membership just last month or whatever, that was like a reset for the show, is the way the behind the scenes guy describes it. It was a reset. There was a lot of new changes, a lot of stuff going on after things had been very consistent and similar and unchanging for a long time. And so there was a lot of changes. So it was a reset, he described it. And so, in case the reset didn't work, they had come up with a backup way to reset it. And that was in the third of the albums that we've been listening to with the new voices and changes. They end the album with Connie coming out of the Inspiration Station, which is where the first album that we started listening to with all the changes starts. And it turns out everything from the past 3 albums had been happening in the Inspiration Station, something kind of like virtual reality, instead of happening in real life. And my mind felt so blown for multiple reasons. The fact that we remember that the Inspiration Station was where it all started for us when we got the membership is a really huge sign of progress in the ability to create new memories, which has been difficult for the past like 2.5 years. And so that's huge and so encouraging. And to be able to see something come full circle where 3 albums later, they have this alternate ending where everything has happened in the Inspiration Station and where we can remember everything in that is like profoundly encouraging. Secondly, the Inspiration Station is just a cool thing on its own because it really kind of reminds me of virtual reality and the stuff we're trying to create for Compassion Evolved Consciousness. We have 2 main program ideas. for virtual reality. And I'm hoping to sculpt them enough that at next autumn's, like next October or September-ish, creator and designs convention conference thing in San Jose, which is just 30 miles from here, I can go as a creator and have this design in case anyone wants to chat about it and kind of do some networking. Maybe there will be other opportunities for networking and finding designers for the virtual reality games we're trying to make. We'll see, but that's kind of part of the vision, like manifesting or whatever. And so that was just like cool to kind of see that even in this kind of program with like the religious backing and everything, they're exploring consciousness and virtual reality and like all these really neat ideas. And then third, it really seemed to be like a super trip of consciousness to have all of these very life experiences in an artificially created way, yet the experience is equally as tangible as real life. Because that kind of taps into the realm of like discussing dissociation. One of my questions lately has been, for a professional, do you dissociate more disconnecting your professional self from your personal self when you go to work? Or do you dissociate more when you're submersed in an entertaining experience at the movie theater? Because this seems like a deeper disconnect from your personal self, but this seems like a deeper disconnect from your body because you're really just like submersed in this alternate experience. And so that's just been kind of cool to see and kind of ponder dissociation in other realms of experience, not just relation to traumatic stress. Because dissociation is a very natural part of being a person, but it's where you fall on the spectrum and how chronic it is and how much conscious management you have over it that dictates whether it's going to hurt your health or not. And so that was just like kind of cool to see them play with this concept of basically dissociating from your body and your natural self to have these alternate experiences in some alternate dimension through a technological creation. And yeah, I feel like there was another point that we wanted to discuss, but I think those are the main ones. I'm just like super tripping because it's brilliant. It's brilliant. And the way he described it was we had another reset where there could be infinite resets if the reset didn't work. And it's like, it's just so how my brain thinks. Like there's all these infinite things and there's these things and like, I don't know, it just really spoke to my brain. Really spoke to my brain. So that was the end of volume 52. And so, or no, volume 53, sorry. Volume 53, which came out when I was graduating high school. But we haven't in 2011, but we haven't kept up with the albums. We've just been listening to sporadic ones online, which are very random. So, loving this, connecting all of our parts. We all used to listen to Adventures in Odyssey, so to really connect us all through this experience where we're listening to new albums, because we were listening to old ones, but then that was just reactivating sensations that already existed. But this allows us to create new memories because they're new adventures with old familiar characters. Similar concept to how we use songs to create new experiences. If the melody and rhythm are something that we can unconsciously connect with, but we create new words as we go, like old Mick Kristen had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm she grew some hope, E-I-E-I-O, with a hope here and a hope there, here hope, there hope, everywhere a hope, old Mick Kristen had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. It's a way for all aspects of consciousness to connect because you're using the body. You're connecting the familiarity of parts with the rhythm and the beat, or the rhythm and the melody of an old song that was known, and you're creating new words through conscious awareness, and you're really connecting all these aspects of consciousness in a singular experience. I'm so excited.